Dust 2 is a different beast. It's a different map entirely, and let's just see how they managed to cope with that change.
Yeah, Dust 2's been around since the dawn of time. Every professional player would have played this map thousands and thousands of times in their lifespan in CS, even if you've just joined the community in the CSGO side of things. If you had nothing to do with Source or 1.6, you still would have played this map a whole bunch, which means that it's a very difficult map to be very good on because everyone's good on it, so it's hard to be great, if that makes any sort of sense
at all.
One
thing to be good on it, but another thing to be great. As
correct.
Snappy finds the opening headshot there before he's traded out, and they're going to try and get control of long here.
But he's got the call out nice and quick, so nice kill there, and they've spotted the bomb, and it will be up to Vexed to decide if they want to continue this push, but SMF gets taken down. Rallen picking up a double there onto Nico, and he will commit to the CT spawn drop. He gets a triple. Brilliant round there from Rallen, just rattling off those headshots one after the other, and it'll all be on Percy to rotate from this long area, see if he can find any kills by surprise, but it looks as though Vexed have narrowed it down and can only be in a couple of spots. They've spotted him out now, and it'll be a 3 versus 1 situation. The headshot should come in. Rallen picks up a 4 with 3 headshots. That's all about an individual play there from Rallen. Great stuff. And Vexed looking strong on their start to Dust 2.
Yeah, he really was the catalyst to that round. Really explosive play from him there. Even taking the bold step of just pushing straight into CT and catching that counter-terrorist off guard, as Percy does cop a little bit of damage through the door, but more importantly, Copenhagen Wolves have actually brought up into this round, so they've invested some deagles, some scouts, so if Vexed aren't careful here, could find themselves in a world of trouble. In fact, they've actually committed all 5 of them straight away to those B halls.
Yeah, and it's not a great look because you can see someone from... Oh, Taboo picking up a double and almost picking up a triple, and he will tag a 3rd. So triple here from Taboo. And this is just an awful read here from Vex, moving into that B bomb site without really scoping it out properly. And someone who did scope it out was Taboo. Literally, he was behind that B platform box and used his scope, picking up a double headshot before picking up the 3rd kill. Now it'll be on Hyper to win this 4 versus 1, and he's just in such a spot of bother. He's got a Mac 10 now. He's lost the bomb. The CTs are all over it. And as you said at the start of that race, how did he get that bomb? I'll never know. But as you said, Jim, really strange round there because there was no pressure at A at all. It was all about a B push. The one of the Copenhagen Wolves players literally just ran out long, cleared that whole side of things instantly, and then it was all about B. And Taboo made them pay very, very badly.
Yeah, Taboo just... well, I know we've got the dank bank, but can we have the dope scope as well? Just to round things out.
The dope scope and the dank bank. He tried both that round. He had a Mac 10 and a scout, so he was dope scoping and dank banking his way to victory, but it didn't pan out for him too much. Now it will be Vex looking for an eco. Rallen does get another scout with a smoke and a grenade, but they'll find their way out mid and just use this smoke now. Rallen picking the close corners. The smoke will go down and they'll make their way out mid, but this should be dealt with pretty easily, to be honest, by Copenhagen Wolves having 2 players still in B. But Furlan is able to get Taboo before the bomb site is overrun, and this is a really upsetting round there for Copenhagen Wolves because I thought they had it easily covered.
Now, this is very concerning because Nico is doing some good work there, actually flanking through the smoke. But of course, they've made their way into this bomb site here, and well, completely catching Copenhagen Wolves off guard. So whilst we're here singing their praises, of course they've gone and fallen into that trap of making the same mistakes that their counterparts did. Now, Furlan does fall there, but Repo's able to trade him out quite quickly, and Vex just wrestling back control. That arm wrestle between these two teams continues early on.
Yeah, I really hope that Copenhagen Wolves don't get sucked into buying here again. I hope they just go for this pistol buy and, you know, keep a lot of their bank in store, which they have. Great pickup there.
They need to build some dank bank.
They do need to build some dank bank because Rallen's got that dope scope. What have you created?
We'll do some rope-a-dope.
Rope dope. All of these things are fantastic, but won't lead to Copenhagen Wolves having much of a shot in this round. They've gone for basically the full Monty, the clean eco round with Percy getting that deagle, Nico getting a smoke and a P250, but as it stands, they'll have a very tough time dealing with all the weaponry that Vexed has at their disposal, and now SMF and his teammate Snappy will create a little line here and fight the long area, and Nico makes his way back, picking up one. This is dangerous. He actually headshotted Grubby there, didn't pick up the kill, but would have done that cool 97 and 1 the P250 offers you before his teammate shot him in the back. So killing your teammates nowhere near as bad as it used to be. Obviously, you're only losing the $300 now as opposed to
3,000.
3,000 was it before?
It was 3,300.
It was something ridiculous, where it was really punishing if you killed
a rifle,
a teammate.
essentially.
A whole rifle, that's correct. But that doesn't really come into play anymore. Now we see the first official gun round come in on the 5th round of the game, and if you can call it that.
It's been a while since I TK'd, so I'm not too sure on the updated financials.
Yeah, we generally try, and when we do play our amateurish Counter-Strike in Face It, Pugs, and MM, we try and not kill our teammates, so... You know, if you're not an expert on how much money you lose when you get a team kill, that's probably a good thing.
Definitely.
Probably a good thing. But at the moment, Copenhagen Wolves just setting up this defense quite nicely. The Terrorists really, to me, they haven't really done a good job of putting pressure on multiple choke points. They're really focusing their attacks on just one area. SMF really aggressive there, and he will pick up the first kill on Grubby and get away without getting traded out. So... good start to the round here for Copenhagen Wolves, and Vexed just being a little too passive here for my liking and giving away a little too much of the map before they eventually try and do something. But Nico's patrolling that mid and CT spawn area, and it looks as though this could turn into a B split with Rallen baiting out short.
He does get that tag onto Snappy. He does find the frag as well, so he's doing a good job because he's keeping 2 CTs occupied while his teammates, well, they're going to go and put a lot of pressure onto his A site here, so they are forcing the CTs into a very compromised position with Repo just on that lurk. Nico does some damage there to Rallen, actually binking him before he's forced out of that site, fearing a grenade might take his life, but Tabu, great teamwork there from the stand-ins, actually working well together and pop flashing through, getting Repo, and now forcing 4 versus 3. Rallen's HP is going to be a massive factor here because he is literally inches away from death, and the only member sitting on that A site. If the short setup here gets eliminated, they're under a world of pressure to make it work, and Taboo picks up the second, so great work on the retake here coming in. That extended bomb timer means that they will be able to defuse quite comfortably.
Yeah, great retake there from Copenhagen Wolves. They showed great patience and good teamwork, as you outlined there with that flash coming over mid doors. There was a terrorist player ready for that push, but the pop flash was perfect, and the CT player was able to come around the corner, which was Taboo. And the difference between making that kill with that flash meant that Taboo was then alive to get those extra kills in short. So that flash pretty much setting up the entire round as it unfolded in front of us, and really good work there. But once again, we see Vexed buy up. They've got 1 Galil, 3 AKs, a bit of utility, only 2 smokes in their hands, but Rallen with that AWP as well. So this will be an interesting round that unfolds because Vexed won't have that many options to get away with only having 2 smokes. They can't really fake long, they can't really cross long, they're not going to be able to do much apart from go mid to B, which they haven't. Beautiful stuff there from Nico. He's used timing to perfection there, picking the perfect opportunity to spot mid, taking down 2 players from Vex that had just wandered down mid, and once again, Nico putting his footprint on this game.
Yeah, he just timed that to perfection there. The AWP completely blindsided to the fact that Nico was there, and Nico was just aware to the fact that there was also a second member of the terrorist side that he needed to eliminate as well. Just recognizing that they were covering both angles there, that's why they were both peeking wide in that instance, but this is really broken down for Vex now. Both Furlan and Repo both stuck at the top and mid. 37 seconds remain in this round. They're going to try to hedge their bets on long. They are going to try and take SMF on. Pop flash though does mean that He does have crucial information on him, but of course he loses his life. All three members, though, are waiting at this cross. I don't like the chances here for Vexed unless they can sharpshoot their way through.
Oh, great flash there. Nico with the spray down's not going to pick up the double. It'll be Repo trading onto Nico, but he's not going to be left with a lot of options. That's a huge kill. He's got 7 seconds to play the bomb. He needs to find one kill. Can he find it? He does. 4 seconds. He doesn't have the bomb. He missed that bomb jumping up to the bomb site, unfortunately. It's dropped on the other side of the crate. I think he actually thought he had it because where it appeared on the radar, as everyone who plays knows, sometimes there's a little bit of difference between where the bomb actually is on the radar and where you think it is on the map. So he's done the no-look bomb pickup and just unfortunately missed that one. If he had got that bomb, that kill was going to be crucial. But as it stands, Copenhagen Wolves do enough. But look at their buy. Look how sketchy their buys with the FAMAS and limited resources. And that's all due to the great work of the two Vex players picking up so many kills in the back end of that round.
Yeah, that frag in CT was actually crucial in the way that things panned out. But they're going to make their way through this B split. It's going to be dismantled. Taboo is under a lot of pressure here. Turns his back to the window after doing good work to control things. Percy, though, was just trapped inside this smoke. Alan just takes him down, forcing his hand. He really had nowhere to go. He had to choose to fight the site or take upper dark there as now. Piper actually drops in to short, pops in to say good day, but they are cleaning up here on this retake. In fact, they didn't actually get that bomb into the site at all. The bomb has been felled in mid. The two remaining members of Vexed are wondering what's going on. They've taken the site. They've done so well. That bomb was so slow to get into the site. In fact, it's meant that it's been completely dropped left in the open, and the CTs with the upper hand here. SMF, though, should clean up the lurk of Rallen, and they know where Furlan is, cleaning him up there. What was a good round from Vex turned to absolute mayhem as that bomb got felled in mid, and from there, no direction at all.
Yeah, that stage was perfectly set for Nico to make a huge impact, and he did, in all accounts, getting that bomb down and then just being able to defend it so well. But as you said, mate, getting into that B bomb site was a little too easy for the Vex team, and it was funny because Percy was sitting next to the B entrance there from T-Spawn, and he was in a smoke, and once the other players had found all the positions were empty, there was only one place left to go, and Snappy sends a couple of the Vex players back to the graveyard. 2 kills there opening up, and now it'll be Hyper jumping into CT Spawn, picking up a kill. It'll be on Nico, a very valuable kill, but not in the context of this round. It'll be Copenhagen Wolves picking up 4 quick, easy kills with getting the bomb down, and Rallen, I mean, the term impossible is rarely used because of the nature of the word. It's technically possible for him to win this, but he's hoping against all hope that he can find 4 instant Tech 9 headshots before Percy can fight him through the smoke. He doesn't. Impossible seemed appropriate. It is. And 5-3 to Copenhagen Wolves.
Look, I think Hyper should, if he can, attempt to jumping frag absolutely everybody. He is operational at his best when he's in mid-air. So that flying P250, earning him a frag on multiple occasions. As Snappy picks up that first frag.
Yeah, and he was a big part of why I think they're going to be good on Dust 2. His AWP was on Cobblestone, and he continues that trend moving into Dust 2. He's been quite effective, even though he's only got the 4 kills. He hasn't had many AWP opportunities, just given the back and forth nature of this game with so many 4 spies and 4 spy wins as well. This is the first time he's really sat down with that AWP and tried to make work. And it's not even his AWP, it's Rallen's King of the Internet that he's managed to acquire there from one of the rounds. And now it will be once again Vex pushing out mid to B, or attempting to push out mid to B. But Snappy's got his eyes on, I believe it's short, and this will bode well for him as he sees one out, and that will be the second kill around for Snappy. This could be huge. It's like a shooting gallery. But Grubby will take one down. The bomb has dropped into CT spawn. So that's a bit confusing there for Vex, Jim.
Yeah, no, that Snappy frag actually fell the bomb into CT as Grubby actually picks up a double there. Both of Copenhagen Wolves just lining up, and that's opened up completely the map as they're going to take that bomb away to the B bomb site and leaving SMF after doing such great work there, getting the bomb down, felling it in CT. things have turned around for Copenhagen Wolves. Vexed just riding their luck there. Some great work, though, from Gribby nonetheless, as he does pick up the double frag. Hyper, again, just on the lurk in short, making sure that SMF has absolutely no chance of winning that round whatsoever. A very strange round.
That was very odd from Copenhagen Wolves. Once they had that bomb down, I have no idea why they then tried to push 2 players straight towards the bomb, because they could have held the bomb from much further back and not exposed themselves at that close angle. So they've done themselves a disservice there. I thought they had the upper hand in that round, and now they're stuck on eco, but Copenhagen Wolves still leading 5-4, and this will be a B push. Rowland ready, willing, and able to defend that push there from Taboo. Deadpool, aka Repo, will find his way into B as well, with Hyper just spraying a couple down at long. So, I mean, just your pretty standard eco around there. Nothing out of the ordinary. There's just a bunch of terrorists pushing into a site full of a bunch of unprepared and unarmored CTs. So that's the way that one ends. Copenhagen Wolves 5-5 with Vexed. And Vexed look to try and save this series 1-1. Copenhagen Wolves look to take it out 2-0.
Yeah, as another gun round comes out here, a few people questioning the play, why that bomb dropped into CT spawn. I'm not sure if this is the case in CSGO, but I know it was the case in 1.6. The bomb actually fell in the direction that you were facing last as you were killed. So Repo actually picking up a nice little headshot there onto Percy. Unlucky not to pick up Snappy as well, so some CT aggression there. Just going completely pear-shaped, getting punished by the Ts. But that bomb fell into CT on those earlier rounds as a result of the terrorist actually facing towards CT and just being a little bit too close to that ledge. So I have to do my homework there and make sure whether that's still the case in CSGO.
It definitely is. The terrorist running out of short was too close to the ledge there, and when he died, the bomb actually has a really awkward trajectory when that happens as well, so it'll fly up in the air into a random direction sometimes, but the long push will come out from here and it'll be a little too easy for Copenhagen Wolves to snuff that one out. SMF playing to the left of that door and making that famous go to work, picking up a double. Now Rowland knows exactly where he is, but can he throw the flash required to get him? Oh, wow, what a headshot there from Rowland onto SMF, and this is set up a 2 versus 2, but the CTs are pushing aggressively, and the Ts will hear those flashes coming over, and they'll try and turn around, but they can't quite get there. It'll be Nico picking up the first one, and now one of the terrorists has jumped into spawn. It's Repo. He goes down. Nico picks up yet another double, and once again, he's at the top of the rock for the CPH Wolves. 11 kills already in 11 rounds, so he's topping out at that about 100 damage per round mark, which is a great area to be in. Repo doing a lot of good work here for Vexed, but Copenhagen Wolves look to be in control of their map choice, Dust 2.
Yeah, it's a real arm wrestle here at the moment, but of course, terrorists do have that slight advantage on Dust 2 still, at least in my opinion anyway, so they're in good position here, Copenhagen Wolves. If they can secure this next round, they might just be able to get the jump and, more importantly, just do a lot of damage to the T-side economy as that entry frag there. Rowland with that AWP, steps on Snappy, eliminating him quite easily, and now they have control of short. Nico, though, is going to have to go absolutely huge here as he's backed up by Percy.
Well, yeah, he's going to have it all to do. Percy trying to decoy and throw those grenades to take emphasis off Nico, and he's right behind that door. He gets one, he gets two, can he get the third? He doesn't, but Percy will be able to trade in him very quickly, and it'll all be unraveling pretty quickly here for Vexters. The man Taboo is still in B with Percy at the window. Taboo picks up one. He fights for his life. Percy is able to come in perfect timing, but that round once again was all about Nico staying alive and being utilized really well by his teammates. I think that grenade that Percy actually threw from CT spawn was crucial because it made the terrorist looking through the door see that grenade come from deep CT spawn. They didn't check that close corner as quickly as they should have, and Nico able to cash in on this one as we see a stream of terrorists running towards short pretty quickly, so someone could be on for a couple of movie frags in A here.
Well, that's it. They are poised and ready to go as Nico finds the first. Before he's traded out quite quickly there. Great work from Vexed finding the frag as they needed to, but that bomb is going to go down. Unless the prevention of Snappy comes through. The knife of Rallin. Monetary incentive for him there as he does pick up the AWP frag as well. So some swift thinking there has enabled him to get the frag, but he's not going to be able to get the plant. They will reclaim that AWP, and Rallin makes himself a little bit of dank bank, but of course Copenhagen Wolves just extending that lead a little bit further.
Yeah, he picked up some dank bank trying to acquire that dope scope there in the A bomb site.
Well, the puns write themselves from now on in.
They will write themselves from now on in, but as it stands, Vexed having a bit of trouble here, closing out their evening here on Dust 2. They've already lost the first map, which was their map choice. Now Copenhagen Wolves in the driver's seat here on their map choice as the Terrorists once again stream out short. It'll be Snappy, who's been so good defending from the car position. He picks up a double, and that grenade's going to do some damage. The plant will go down for short, but a 5 versus 3 now unfolding here for Vex Gaming.
Yeah, Snappy picking up 2 quick frags. The second one there through smoke, and more importantly, he still kept long position. The CT still have long position here, so both the Terrorists are in that site. Vexed Hyper, though, has key position here. He's creating a world of pain for the CTs, but unfortunately his reign is cut short as they do pincer that A site quite easily. The 2 members left helpless as the CTs just collapsed, and Hyper not really able to be as effective as he would have liked in that situation, but nonetheless doing a little bit of damage. Copenhagen Wolves are easily able to buy out into this round, though.
Yeah, I think that flank was really good from Hyper, but the focus was wrong. And what I mean by that is Hyper came out mid-doors, and he should have been drawing the attention away first. He shouldn't have been the one trying to get the kills and win the round because he was too far away from the bomb to really make an effective play if the CT started defusing. He needed to act as the bait for his teammates so that the CTs turned around, focused on mid-doors, and those A players were able to trade away. But he opens the round really nicely for Vexed on what is the last round of this half. They need this round badly to go 9-6 into this one, but Nico and his teammate Snappy will still fight the good fight, but all the A players have gone down without a fight here. It's a now 5 versus 2, and this looks like a round win to end the half here for Vexed.
And Boo, not much you can do from that position at all, unfortunately. Does fall quite easily, and 9-6 to score. Copenhagen Wolves with a slight advantage going into the second half. And this is, as we said, the second map in this best of 3. The 1-0 advantage already to Copenhagen Wolves. They're in a good position here. If they can get the pistol round, they're going to inch themselves a little bit closer to taking that 2-0, that all-important 2-0 in this counterpit season, and they are going to stream onto this B site.
Yeah, it's going to be a quick push here from Copenhagen Wolves. I like the look of this, but not if Hyper's able to just do so much damage from that one position. It'll be Grubby as well, picking up 1. He needs a second. He needs a third. He does get all 3. Oh, that looked like a 4th kill there in the making. But as it stands, it will be Taboo picking up 1 and 2 there. And now it's all on the Vex players to make their way back into that bomb side. Furlan picks up 1 and gets a headshot off onto the second player. Will be around going Vex way. A risky play there from Copenhagen Wolves. Didn't pay off because the player was able to get to both players were able to get to the platform before they emerged from the B tunnel, which is bad news.
That was the most awkward B site defense regardless, though. I mean, Grubby making it work in such an awkward position, picking up a triple frag and really setting things up because the CTs were hot on their heels. They weren't even able to get the bomb and plant and recover from that position despite Taboo's best efforts. So a force buy coming out here from Copenhagen Wolves, and we will see some utility, a couple flashes and a smoke. So I'd expect some sort of mid to be here, judging by the way that they're grouped up on the overlay.
Yeah, Rallin also sees this coming as he actually backs away from that area and goes back to higher ground to get that scout to try and put in some work, but it'll be Grubby picking up a double, but Nico there will be late in dark and flanking, but as you can see, Rallin will... I thought he got that one, actually. But ooh, one player close here in the smoke. It will be Taboo, and Furlan's found him, but the plant will go in, and importantly, Nico is alive. He has an M4 A1S, and he's looking to wreak havoc onto the CT side of things.
And all 3 are coming from upper dark, so surely he has the information now as a result of Snappy going down. So this is all on Nico. And a lot of pressure being applied, of course. Not able to do anything because he had a complete lack of head armor that the MP7 dealing with him quite swiftly. But that could have been really dangerous for Vexed if that got him pear-shaped.
Yeah, Nico just needed to try and make a bit more of an aggressive play there. He was never going to hold the bomb site. He needed to do something like run out the doors and try and get a really weird off angle to make it work for him. There was just too much health and too much utility coming towards him to hold from that position. But he, of course, couldn't have known that all three players were coming dark until right at the very end when his teammate went down. So nothing too troubling there for Copenhagen Wolves, but they will once again force up on this round. So they're not keen on ecoing at all.
And CT aggression coming out here as they've taken control of mid. Rallen does a bit of damage with that scout, but Grubby's up there on the catwalk. Oh, the single bullet of Percy deals with him so succinctly and efficiently that now a 4 versus 4. Snappy, though, gets caught a little bit blindsided by that scout in mid. Rallen finds a second frag, and already knowing that he's done a lot of damage to Snappy, could be looking for that frag. He does narrowly miss his opportunity to seal the deal there, but all three terrorists are caught in mid at the moment and really potentially running into a bit of a death trap here. A is the good option here, though. They only have one member sitting on that site.
Yeah, Rallen needs to be a little bit careful he doesn't go down here because he's low and then it would turn into a 3 versus 3. So Nico with that AK, that's good news for Copenhagen Wolves, but there's a long way to go, of course, in this round and, of course, this game, but it's unfolding in front of our very eyes. The terrorist moving into the long portion of the map, and they will try and make this A hit work, which I'm a big fan of. They're turning this 4 versus 3 into a 3 versus 2, essentially trying to take that A bomb site. It will be SMF picking up Furlan, but Rallen picks up a double scout kill. Make that a triple. He gets 4 for the round and actually tags the 5th one as well. So massive impact there from Rallen. He used that scout to its maximum potential, picking up 4 kills and an assist in that round. So great work from him. He's won Vexed a pretty difficult force buy around there, and now Copenhagen Wolves should settle into this Deagle Eco.
And we know how dangerous they can be on these Deagle Ecos. We've seen them actually do a lot of damage with their single bullet, single bullet efforts. So we do see them now. They are going to group up in mid and try and put a bit of pressure. Here is, they don't really have any utility to try and make things work in terms of setting themselves up with smokes and flashes, etc. They're just going to try and take the aim duels because that's essentially what they're forced into doing with no utility at all. Rallen, though, does come up trumps in that first exchange. He does now force a 4 versus 5, and all of the members of Copenhagen Wolves are concentrating their efforts on mid.
Yeah, they shouldn't really think that coming at Rallen's AWP is a good idea, so they're probably going to go mid to B / just straight out B.
Well, they're not.
Well, they're not, but it's going to be a bit weird because they should just get absolutely slaughtered here. But SMF able to pick up 1 before. Great spray control there by Repo, doing enough damage to the 3rd target with his M4 before the Molotov burns him down. But I do just want to give, I guess, a little bit of insight as to the mental approach to the game for Nico, perhaps. He actually copped a grenade at the start of that round that took him down to 10 HP, so he was really low. Yet, he was still willing to try and entry frag into A. That means that he not only is embracing the role of, I guess, the star player, but he's accepting it and he's willing to work with his team because he was on very low HP, yet he still wanted to go in first, knowing that he was the most likely to be able to open up the round. But opening up the round this time is Repo running straight up that mid. And, oh, I thought he was going to pick up another headshot there. He had the right crosshair positioning, just switching between weapons and reloading at that time. So unable to connect to that one, but Copenhagen Wolves now in a 4 versus 5, but there's a long way to go in this round as they once again take long, back out, and now look for their second option or their second point of attack in this round.
And they are going to take a bit of a different approach this round. I wouldn't be surprised to see some sort of mid to B here because they do have the CTs interested in short, and would be attempting to at least garner their attention. Now, funnily enough, it looks as though they're walking straight into this trap that Vexed have set. Nico is on point. Repo, though, steps from that crossfire. Does find one frag before he's traded out. Molotov is going to stem their flow into this A site. As Percy does go down to that AWP. Great work from Rallin there, changing his position up completely. And caught in the open, SMF has absolutely no chance of winning that round whatsoever. So Vexed holding strong in this A site and really turning Dust 2 into their map.
Yeah, and we said the individual plays needed to increase from the Vex perspective for them to be into this match, and Repo and Rowland really answering the call. 22 kills apiece in just 20 rounds of play. They're keeping up that pace. Nico leads all players on the Copenhagen Wolves side of things. Unsurprisingly, mind you, he's on 17 kills and 15 deaths, but Rowland picking up yet another kill with those dope scopes, and now it will be Percy picking up just a crushing 1B there onto Hyper. And if you needed to even up the ledger in any way, that's the perfect way to do it. And now we see both teams settling into this 4 versus 4 with not a lot of intent on their mind, as the terrorists slowly just force their way short, mid, and B just to get some coverage going across the map.
And if they're not careful, they could walk into this dope scope that Rallin has sitting on the back of the platform, just narrowly missing that shot as the mid to B chimes in. Grubby, though, does take one, but does allow one to get through the window, and Taboo and Percy could both combine that single bullet again, really doing a lot of damage to not only the CT economy, but of course, no doubt, their egos as well, because nothing says dominance like a single bullet, but Percy does make a good case for it with that AWP on the back of the site, and it's just now Furlan that needs to retake the site here. He doesn't have a lot of time and has different directions to look. It's all too easy for Copenhagen Wolves here. Vexed, though, still hold that one-round advantage.
Bit of financial difficulty here for Vexed as well. They've got 2 players that require drops, I think. At the end of the day, Repo will be left with just a 5-7, which is a little disappointing given his game impact has been so large. 22 kills, just 11 deaths, so hopefully a rifle going in here. But Snappy has found Rallin doing a boost in mid, so that's not a great start to the round for Vexed, and Furlan will switch to lower dark and find one. Can he find the second? He does, an SMF able to trade there on his teammate Nico. And now we've got a 3 versus 4, but 2 AWPs and a 5-7 are all that remains for Vex to make this work for them. And Copenhagen Wolves look in a great position to take this round, but they need to pick their spots pretty well and use their resources that they still have at their disposal to nullify these AWPs on the Vex side of things.
That's right. Now, I'm going to pincer towards this A site, so Percy is on point. Pinpoint precision from Percy as he enters that A bomb site there. Repo, though, does find the frag with a 5-7, so it momentarily stemming that flow into the site. The grenade, though, is enough for SMF to step on him and eliminate him from that goose position. Both Grubby and Hyper, though, both have AWPs here and not really looking like they're too content to try and go for this.
Yeah, definitely is a save round here for Vex, and not only do they need to save, but their money is completely wrecked for the next round. So even if they do manage to get away with both these AWPs, it's going to be a clunky force buy for them. Copenhagen Wolves doing a great job of just controlling the tempo of that round. Of course, Snappy picking up that opening kill. And they're looking strong on their T side, I must say. If they can string a few more rounds together right now, especially the next round is crucial because they're going to be 11-11 right now. If they can win this next round, Copenhagen Wolves that is, it'll be 12-11, so they'll be ahead on the scoreboard, but then it'll also mean that Vex will be potentially double save round after this one. So they're forcing, or are they forcing? No, it looks as though they're saving, so an interesting decision here from Vex. They're not putting all their eggs in one basket. I thought they might use those 2 AWPs to maximize their chances of winning the round, but it turns out they've gone for pistols, and Rowland will go down straight away. So already 1 AWP goes down, but Grubby's quick to pick that one up. So 4 versus 5, and Hyper also is on such low points of health, and Grubby uses that AWP he picked up to great effect, and yeah, it's just going to be a weird round unfolding here. 2 AWPs to 2 pistols on the CT side of things, and in a 4 versus 4 and all the resource on the side of Copenhagen Wolves, you'd think they're in prime position to win this one.
You think so, but of course They haven't really navigated their way into that B site just yet. If they do go mid to B here, though, I do fear that Vexed are just going to simply collapse. As I do believe it's only Grubby that's sitting in that back of bomb site with the AWP holding things down, and I do believe that's going to be their object of affection. They're going to try and chance their hand at B. They know that he's in that B bomb site with an AWP, as I do believe Percy fell to him earlier in the round, so he's poised and ready to go. Does catch Nico trying to get the shoulder peg there. Of course, not effective at all. Repo does find Taboo on the flank. Snappy, though, does find a reply onto Repo, and they're going to... Well, they've got the CT split between the two sites here. A good opportunity for them as we look at the overlay to go back towards A, and that's exactly the call that they're going to make.
Yeah, great read there from Copenhagen Wolves. Once Nico goes down, he's let his teammates know there's an AWP at the back of Plat, but now, as it stands, Hyper will defend from that position where his counterpart was so effective in the previous half. But Snappy will now get a lot of damage put on him. The AWP comes in from Hyper. A great round from Vex. It was a must-win for them, but it really still doesn't solve their money problems because they're going to have to buy all the way down, and they're only going to be left with such a small amount of cash if they do lose this round, and yet another full buy coming in from Copenhagen Wolves. So this game's heating up on Dust 2. It's 11-12. Both teams on a completely full buy round. And once again, the 2 AWP setup coming out from Vex, which has been their most effective form of defense to this point.
Yeah, that's exactly right. The counter has been perfect with those 2 AWPs because Copenhagen Wolves at the moment just seem to be falling into the trap of walking into the choke points, and that's exactly where they're being caught out by these 2 AWPs. And if they don't change their approach to the round quite soon, well, it is late game, and we could see one of these teams ecoing at perhaps the most inopportune time.
Well, that's right. Because of all these forced buys and close economic situations, I really applaud Vex's decision there to not force that buy last round. That's the only reason that they're able to put a complete buy round together this round, is because they won the last round, but also scrimped and saved their way to victory. And now it will be a pretty standard A hit coming out here from Copenhagen Wolves. They're going to split short and long as the smokes and flashes will rain over both sides. You can see the bomb and its 2 counterparts there making their way into long, and it will be just Furlan there defending with just one angle to shoot from, but he's doing a great job staying alive and being an absolute menace to the T's. It will be 2 kills, make that 3 for Furlan. Hyper, mind you, has picked up 2 in between, so a 2-man complete A defense there from Vexed, and that was fairly lackluster there from Copenhagen Wolves.
It was, but of course, absolute rocks in their respective sites and not letting them in without a fight. And as we said, this is situation dire for Copenhagen Wolves, as they are forced onto what is an eco, a few upgraded pistols here and there, no utility to speak of, but going to try and chance their hand out mid. Rallen, though, great flick shot there onto the jumping Taboo in mid, and just a simple setup here for Vexed as pressure comes in. Great secondary flick there before he's finally traded out. Nico finds that frag, but of course not able to collect the gun at all. They have eyes firmly set on that in mid, and they're not going to let any members of Copenhagen Wolves get their hands or get their grubby hands on that rifle. Yeah,
it's unfortunate that the player from Vexed, Rallen, went down so far deep into mid. They had a really weird setup that ran a double AWP mid. So they had Rallen AWPing close mid doors, and then they had Hyper AWPing from window to cover him in case they got too close. And now...
Flash.
Yeah, with the pop flash. So Grubby peeks out nicely from the B doors there, picks up a double. Vex move their way to 14 rounds to 11 for Copenhagen Wolves, and they're in just such a great position to polish off this win on Dust 2 and take the series to 1-1.
Yeah, they are, and salvaging some points at least out of this encounter is, funnily enough, both teams look to be winning each other's picks. As we saw, Cobblestone was actually Vexed's pick, and they were whipped quite soundly here, and Rallen just missing that shot into lower dark. Forced to retreat there, but to his teammate, Repo was set up, ready to go. Unfortunately not able to get the frag at all. Taboo, well aware that these sorts of crossfires are being constantly set up by or by Vex, should I say, is that second frag there is found on Percy, and Rallen is felled in mid. They do have total control of the sites here, and will try and make their way to at least one of them. They're picking up that secondary smoke and keeping a lot of information away from the counter-terrorists at the moment, and they are going to walk completely into an open site. I don't mind this play here from Vexed, even though they picked the wrong site. They did consolidate and try and save all their guns, hedge their bets on holding onto that B-bomb site, but of course not to be the case. They simply walk straight in, and this is a good situation for Copenhagen Wolves. They needed this round to get back into this this best of two, and will find themselves on the 12th round here. So for me, Vexed need to try and save these guns here because their money situation isn't that fantastic. Great AWPing here from both Hyper and Furlan. Before they are traded out, Furlan, though, is holding strong here in the B-bomb site. Looking for a fourth frag here, but of course, nowhere to be found. Taboo saving his own gun. Great site defense here. Even though they did lose one of their AWPs, they are still able to maintain that AWP, and it will be dropped and given back into the pool there. Rallen will be the man to take that AWP.
Yeah, that's such a massive play from Furlan. He picks up 3 kills, all in pretty spectacular fashion. 1 through a pole, 1 through a smoke, and then a nice piece of transitioning play there into that dark frag as well. But as it stands, Copenhagen Wolves look in a decent position. They win that round, and look at the money for Vex. We've spoken so liberally about the effect of the economy with all these force buys and force buy wins that happened early on in the game. It really tilted the money for both teams, and you can see whoever wins this round should be in a position to end up winning the match, or at least going to overtime for Copenhagen Wolves, because it's going to be a double save coming out from Vexed if they don't manage to pick up this round, but it will be lights out for Copenhagen Wolves if they don't manage to win this round. So it's all on the line, and it comes down to this one. A lot of fans have a lot of skins riding on these sort of games, and it's really action-packed here, and a great sign and how competitive this league, this counterpit league, has become with all these 1-1 draws. And now, slowly, Copenhagen Wolves make their way amid. The smoke will come in, and looks like a B-pincer coming in here from Copenhagen Wolves.
That's it. They are hedging their bets. Great work for SMF, opening things up. Grubby does fall as Hyper is left to try and defend through the smoke. He does look for one, not able to find the second at all. Does do a lot of damage, though, to Nico, so that could be a massive factor as this retake is going to come in. And, well, as soon as I say that, it looks as though Vexed are actually going to be backing off completely here. They're not going to go for this retake at all.
Yeah, and that's a real shame. Furlan will go down because of the money situation. They took one look at the scoreboard and said, well, if we lose this retake, the game's pretty much over, so we're going to have to try and fight another day next round, because they're on 14, so they're in the box seat in terms of decision-making, but you can see how stressful this will be for them as Nico tries to jumping spot out Repo. He does manage to find him, but just a little love tap on the leg there. Snappy finds Rallen, and Nico gets a jumping headshot onto Repo.
Stop this.
Oh, dearie me. Counter-Strike, go. What have you become? What have you become?
Admin, he's doing it sideways. He's been doing it sideways all night.
Kaylee, Kookley, whatever you want to call it. That's crazy. Just, what have you become, CSGO? It's not a legitimate saving spot anymore if you're a CT. You need to get behind that box. Otherwise, it's just a world of pain. And Copenhagen Wolves will force their way into B. Oh, interesting shot there from Grubby. 2 bullets and will be enough there. And he'll try and pick up a second. He won't. Taboo will trade well. It will be Hyper finding Taboo, but he shouldn't get another one from that position. They need to get him down, and they do. SMF with that one, and that Molotov's going to do great work just zoning those CTs out of B. And now Nico should find this kill in dark. Snappy finds Furlan, and Rallen will fire onto 1-2. Oh no! What's happened? Repo and Allen have combined to just run in over the top of Copenhagen Wolves. That's a crazy outcome. I cannot believe that they've let that happen. Copenhagen Wolves let their guard down for 2 seconds. It was Rallen in dark and Repo coming through that window at 1,000,000 miles an hour as they picked up the kills, and just a round gone begging for Copenhagen Wolves.
Yeah, look, that looked done and dusted. That looked like it was a round set, and we were going to look to a grandstand finish here in this match. Both teams potentially being on 14-0, but Snappy with the perfect reply, the mid-double doors pick. And immediately, they're on the back foot, and we could see an overtime here. I wouldn't be surprised as Percy misses out on getting that frag there. He only saw the head of, I believe it was Rallen in short there, and wasn't able to do the deed and get the frag. So a potential chance gone begging is another chance goes begging. Percy not able to finish the deal there on Repo out mid. Now, they are going to put a lot of pressure on mid here and force the CTs to concentrate themselves on defending it, but that Molotov does a good job of just stemming any potential attack away from the mid-double doors, at least temporarily.
Yeah, but it's going to be a tough round for Vex to win here. So much time on the clock, and they've only got one smoke, a couple of flashes, and a Molotov left in their possession with 3 or 4 smokes on the Copenhagen Wolves side of things. I think I spy 4 and a Molotov there, so all the resources and the frag count go in the way of Copenhagen Wolves, but that means very little to nothing in the context of this game because we've seen so many topsy-turvy rounds, and once again, there'll be someone in the pit. Can he get a kill? No, Furlan goes down to Taboo early, and look at this boost here from SMF. He's going to find out Rallen. Orping over the top, he gets a double, so Repo goes down as well, and now it's all left up to Hyper. It's a 5 versus 1. He's going to have a lot to do. Picks up the first one, but you think that should be just about it, as Copenhagen Wolves will look to draw this one up and go to overtime. And this should have been the game for Copenhagen Wolves. That last round really just a thorn in their side as they move forward. But at the end of the day, they need to get this gun off Hyper. They know where he is. They should be zoning in on him right now. It doesn't really matter how many of them die. They need these rifles for the next round, but it shouldn't be more than one player as they get spotted out now. Perfectly executed there from Copenhagen Wolves, picking up that kill. It's 14-15, Jim. Vexed on Eco. Well, forced by now. It is the last round. They'll use every piece of valuable funds they can. Nico once again leading the way. 23 kills, 5 assists for Copenhagen Wolves, and it all comes down to this.
And Rallen is going to be the man that they call on here because he's actually got that AWP in hand. So he is essentially the Pied Piper, as we like to term it. He's the only one really with any hope in this round, is that Repo falls so early. Rallen, though, is taking a big risk by pushing into upper dark here. He does have the support of a teammate, but they have crucial information for the 2 remaining counter-terrorists over that A site that upper dark isn't as it seems. Rallen finds a reply there. He does find Nico, and they are going to combust onto this A site. By the looks of things, that bomb is committing too long. All 4 members of Copenhagen Wolves are going to stream up long and are going to try and take this A site here. Vexed are in a decent position here, but there's only 2 of them and only P250s to try and stop this attack. They're not going to be able to do so, and they're going to rely heavily on the flank coming in here through long.
Yeah, great Molotov out there from Percy. Clears that midway crate, and now it's on Taboo. What can he do from this spot? He does pick up one. Can he get the second one? Go overtime? No, it's Rallen finding it. Now it's a 3 versus 1 for Rallen to either win the game for Vexed or Copenhagen Wolves to go overtime. He's coming up the long area. Great flash from there from Copenhagen Wolves, slowing Rallen's progress down. They know exactly where he is. This is almost an unlosable situation for Copenhagen Wolves, but we've said that so many times before. What can he do? He doesn't find the first one. I think that should be game over, Red Rover, for Rallen. It is. He goes down. We're going to overtime.
We are going to overtime here in this matchup. Copenhagen Wolves stand on the precipice of going 2-0 in this, if they are able to get themselves back into it. We thought they were done and dusted after they lost that eco round to Vex. We thought Vex had finally got the upper hand here and had actually won out on Copenhagen's map pick. But not the case. This is certainly one that has heated up over the last couple of rounds, and they're going to go straight into the gun round here as we do see this overtime come into play. They're not messing about. Rallen again with that AWP, and he's got a lot of information. Trying to push up a dart. The T's, though, are set up in a very default position, though, clearing things out, and they're going to try and attempt to take control, or at least bully mid. As Rallen misses that shot in upper dark. A chance that he took there, not paying dividends.
The great thing for Vexed side of things is that they've been utilizing the double AWP setup so much. Oh, Snappy just getting flashed at the perfect moment there and able to find the kill. But Vexed have been using that double AWP setup so much that they'll be now scared. But, oh, I thought that Rallen had got a double there. Beautiful headshot onto Snappy and then transfers his crosshair across to Nico. I'm pretty sure he tagged him through the corner of the wall, getting him down to 36 there. So whilst he didn't get the kill, Rallen's still impacting that round heavily, and Nico just is pretty eager to spot over the top of that smoke and try and find something, but there'll be a counter-terrorist waiting there for the kill to come in beside the doors. And A looks to be the right way to go about this one for Copenhagen Wolves, but so much pressure on them to try and take this bomb site with one less player at their disposal.
More importantly, they're sending all 4 members through the one choke point as well, so there's only one man sitting at that side. It is Repo, and he is going to be backed up by his teammates here, and they are going to combust onto this site, so that Smoke has telegraphed things a little bit too much. Hyper is in a good position there. Picks up Nico as he attempts to drop into CT, and they are falling apart here on this A bomb site. This defense is very, very strong, as Taboo does a little bit to try and swing the pendulum back their way, but of course, Vex standing strong in his first round of overtime.
Yeah, not only are they standing strong, but they've managed to keep that AWP in the hands of Rallen, which is huge because even if you win the round as CT, if you lose that AWP, it's very difficult to get another one in your hands. You're going to have to force buy, and then the last round of the half, if it doesn't go your way, it can be very tough. But Rallen able to pick up a kill there, and it's going to be a B hit straight away here from Copenhagen Wolves. Going to charge into this bomb site and catch Grubby off guard, but the trading isn't very good. It's taking way too long for them to get into the bomb site now, and it's going to be Vex making their way back across the map to the B side of things. Copenhagen Wolves should get in and get a plant down, but you know, all eyes off of them are on the B side of things as SMF jumps into a Molotov and throws his life away. Now the bomb goes down, but you can see how hesitant the 2 Copenhagen Wolves players are. They're not even going for the bomb and planting.
Well, they haven't made it across that side of the site just yet. That Molotov stopped them from getting onto platform. That's the one that caught SMF completely with his pants down, well, pants on fire, nonetheless. But Vexed have backed off here, and they're going to make Copenhagen Wolves make the next move. Not a bad play at all, because they're yet to plant that bomb.
Yeah, well, look at Rallen. He's got an AWP, and he's basically charged T-spawn, and now he's at the back of Dark Tunnels, ready to flank with that 5-7 and AWP in hand, but Taboo will do his best as you see Rallen running into that B site with the flank on. He gets the headshot, ends the round, 17 rounds to Vex. They go 2-0 so far in overtime, and they look in a great position to go 3-0 because Copenhagen Wolves can definitely afford to buy, but it will be a reduced buy. 4 rifles and a pistol with just a couple of smoke grenades and a couple of flashes. So I haven't been... I mean, every time Copenhagen Wolves have rushed B, it looks as though they've got the Vex players off guard, but the counter flashes have been great from Vex and really stopped the progression into the site, but Taboo won't be stopped coming out long. Furlan picks up one. Can he get a second? He does. Crucial piece of aim there from Furlan, picking up a double, and he needs actually a triple as Percy walks his way around the corner. Can he get it? He doesn't manage to find one, and now Percy doubles up with SMF, and a 3 versus 2 to put Copenhagen Wolves on the board in overtime.
Yeah, they need this round in overtime because going 3-0 is probably the situation worst as Percy does fall there to Rallen in that A bomb site. He does hold strong, so Vexed in a good position here as they now force this 2 versus 2. The bomb is yet to make its way into the bomb site, and they catch it completely out of position. SMF now has to answer for himself as he doesn't get into that bomb site. It is 3-0 to Vexed in this overtime. They only need 1 round now in the second set to try and take this map and bring it back to a 1-all scoreline. Copenhagen Wolves have a mountain to climb. They need 3 in a row to force it to a second set.
I love the aggression from Rallen. Even though he had an AWP, he was constantly pushing for information. He did it a number of times in Dark, in that turn the tide on the back half of regulation, and then in overtime he continued to make that work, and now he will get Percy trying to get to that platform early. He goes down, and this is how you rush B. I think they've finally forced the hand of Copenhagen Wolves. They get into the B site, and now this is officially Vexed round to lose as Furlan mans that Molotov for a little bit, planting the bomb, goes down to about half health. that shouldn't really affect the outcome of this one. It's going to be a 4-man retake for Copenhagen Wolves versus a 5-man site defense from Vexed.
Let's say they're all outside the bomb site as well, so they're not going to come in through multiple choke points. They're going to try and make their way in through the site there. Snappy finds a frag before he's traded out by Hyper. And Repo and Hyper combined for the last 2 frags there. 19-15 the score. This one went to overtime, but of course 1-1 in this counter pit matchup between these two teams. A lot of work being done. We were impressed by Nico, the stand-in for Copenhagen Wolves. Hunden, in his coaching debut, not able to get the result that his team would have wanted there. They were in good position to take the 2-0, but unfortunately, Vexed rallying really hard on that D2 overtime. That CT side just so strong.
Yeah, and my mind instantly goes back to a certain round in the game where Copenhagen Wolves looked to have sealed it up, and then Repo and Rallen, with 2 pistols and no armor, managed to push the smokes into that B bomb site, pick up all 3 kills, and defuse the bomb, really turning the game on its head. I think that Copenhagen Wolves actually did enough to win this 2-0. I think they played fantastic CS, and just getting a little unlucky there at the worst possible moment. Vex, once they had a sniff, once they gave themselves that opportunity, they played really well. They didn't relinquish it, and it was really off the back of some great aggressive AWPing from Rowland that got them home.
Yeah, that aggressive AWPing is probably key for them there. But of course, we're going to wrap it up here this evening. It's been an absolute ball. It is only just gone 7th, or close to being 7:30 a.m. in the morning here.